So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Naija Mike. Yes, it's sunny outside. It's a beautiful day.
Yes, it is a
Uh,
beautiful day.
so we're just like looking at the situation that's happening around the world, and we're just gonna have our own little discussion about it. Today's topic, we're gonna be talking about the xenophobic attack in South Africa that's happening. South Africa against the other, what do they call them?
African countries.
African countries, and
Yeah.
no, they call us. What do they call us again?
You mean this?
Foreigners.
Oh, foreigners. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Foreigners in Africa.
yeah. So
Like, no, African foreigners
yes,
in Africa.
yes,
That's really strange.
it
Yeah.
is really strange. So if you can lead us the way, and let's know what's happening.
Okay, basically, I think from the last discussion we had, I think the South Africans want all the Africans out of their country.
Yep.
Basically, now they're targeting people like Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Ethiopians, Somalians. Actually, just actually going for mostly African countries. However, it seems that they're not going for the yeah they're not going for them,
Uh-huh.
which is really baffling. However, I guess that's where we are because I saw a joke recently by this American comedian who said there were three people: a white guy, a black guy, and a Chinese guy, and they were all going to heaven. And when they got to the gate of heaven, they were stopped that you can't get in. God said to them, the only way you're able to get in is that if you could convince me I could do anything for you or I cannot do anything for you. However, what the English, the white guy went first. He said something. God said no, pushed him away. Then the Chinese guy went, said something too. I said, no, you can't get in. And then the black guy said something. And the black guy said, and yeah, God said to the black guy, you could come in. And the white guy said, how could that happen? It's not unfair. How could the black guy, get in? And what did the black guy say to you? And God said to him, what the black man said to me is that, when will all black people work together? And basically, because God knows he can't do anything about that,
Yeah.
and he said, "Man should go in." I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but basically, what I'm trying to get at is that we black people we don't seem to work together,
Yeah.
which is really strange.
I mean, it's a hating issue that we have within ourselves, which is relating to back in the days when we were captured. You understand? You know, since they force us to forget our language and forget our names. You understand? So, and also to turn against each other, fight each other. So from there, that hate is just been brewing in the generation to come after. You understand?
Yeah. However, I do understand that if you apply that to the maybe the Americans or to the Caribbeans or to the Latinos, Black Latinos, and things like that, because their language was stolen from them. They couldn't, they were not allowed to speak their language, so they couldn't, they lost their cultural background. However, we Africans that were still left in Africa, we did not lose our culture.
Yeah, but but they still came. They still use other to come and input rules and regulation of their culture onto
Also,
ours.
yeah, that's
You
true.
understand? So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But what's going on with the South Africans right now is just that I was just a bit disappointed because, you know, the the culture is beautiful as a South African. Like from my knowledge, it's a beautiful culture, but the reason why they were hating, they said that the other African countries are coming into the country take their job, take their women, take their money, take their facility and stuff like that, which is which is why I don't understand, because if the job is there, why are you not working? You understand?
Yeah.
If the job is there, why, if the business is there, why are you not putting the business ideas into places? But coming from a Nigeria background, I know we are hustlers, natural
Yeah.
born hustlers. Anywhere you put us, we will try and make ends meet.
Yeah.
You understand? Because one of the things I noticed is that they were saying that Nigerians were coming into the country and selling drugs.
Yeah.
First of all, Nigerians don't control your airport. So how is the drugs getting into the country?
Well, I don't know how that. I don't know if that's actually quite true. Maybe, maybe, maybe they've experienced maybe one or two, or maybe okay. Let's say you've got about 1,000 Nigerians in South Africa, and maybe about 10 of them
In selling drugs,
selling drugs.
you know,
So basically, they then tarnish the whole Nigerians.
Nigerians. Yeah.
But the thing is that I did some stats check, and they say it's a myth, or maybe it's not a myth. It's just something which is totally not right, saying that a lot of Africans who are not South Africans are stealing and are committing the crime in South Africa. Because according to the statistics of the crime record in South Africa, most of the crime are actually committed by South Africans.
Because they don't have job.
Yeah,
And they have to
maybe
find.
not. Probably, yeah, maybe because there's actually quite right, because there's a job issue in South Africa. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they don't have jobs, because of the government is not really doing what they need to do. However, who am I to say? I'm not a leader of a country. I don't know what the issue is having, not providing jobs for the country. But them saying that it's the external the Africans who are not South Africans stealing or committing rape or killing people or selling drugs in their country. It's not true. That's totally rubbish. Because according to what I checked, it's totally not correct.
Yeah. But they actually went deep and started chasing people out of the country, chasing people out of businesses, stealing people's business, looting and stealing other Africans' thing.
Yeah.
But recently, the videos that
Yeah. They killed somebody.
yeah, recently the video I'm seeing, now the place is a ghost town.
Yeah, it is a ghost town, but one thing I'd like to mention that which I find really upsetting is that a young person was killed. And I think the way they killed him, you know how they torture people in waterboarding? I think that's what they did to the guy.
Okay.
Because they put like a blanket on top of his head. I don't know if they were pouring water from the video.
Wow.
So you know what waterboarding
I've
is?
seen it in the movie before.
Yeah, the movies. Yeah,
Yeah, I see that.
I think that's how that guy was killed. But I'm not too sure, but because the video wasn't too clear. But from what I saw, allegedly, it seems that's the way they killed him.
Wow.
Which is kind of really, really, well, it's really horrible.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Like I saw a couple of videos where they're chasing people around the town. Even at the hospital, they were telling people to leave the country. If you're not South African, get out of the hospital. And I'm just thinking, people are sick, and you're telling them to get out of the country because they're not South African. That doesn't make any sense.
So
You
basically,
understand?
if they're ill and everything, they tell them to leave. They do.
So I'm just wondering, even in that hospital, so that means the doctors and nurses that are not South African,
Africans.
you're gonna kick them out.
Yeah, because I noticed they said there's quite a high percentage of foreign doctors, nurses in the country. So are they chucking them out as well?
And also, apparently, the taxes that they used to go around now is empty because there's no one catching the taxes to go to workplace, even at the airport.
Or you mean like Uber and things like that?
No, them danfos like we have in Nigeria.
Okay.
That can carry a lot of people.
Yeah.
They went to order new ones.
Okay.
So now there's no one catching it because all the foreigners are out of the country. You understand? So how they're losing business opportunities. Even the musicians
Yeah.
now, the musicians now are getting cancelled at other African countries. They're supposed to be Tyler was supposed to be performing in Nigeria recently, but Nigeria's like, nah.
Who's Tyler?
So the girl that sang "Make Me Sweat, Make
Okay,
Me,"
huh.
yeah. So she
Okay.
was supposed to go to Nigeria to go do stuff in December, and Nigeria is like, yeah, you want to come and
Okay.
see Shaggy.
Also, was the government involved in telling her not to come, or it's just
No, the government was not involved in that,
okay?
but it's just the
Nigerian itself,
the
Nigerian
people
people.
itself. Like, if you can kill our people in your country, what makes you think that you can come over here and make great glory to yourself?
And make money
Yeah,
because they know they'll make money.
yeah,
Obviously, they know they'll make money in Nigeria. That's why they're trying to go to Nigeria
of
because
course.
no matter how bad Nigeria is,
Yeah,
they could still people make money.
yeah, people
Out of,
make money,
people
you
make
know.
money out of Nigeria.
So,
But the other thing which I kind of noticed, I was actually thinking of it earlier today. Has Trevor Noah has he said anything about this?
I haven't heard anything from Trevor Noah, but I think Trevor Noah is really American right now.
Okay, well, okay,
I know he's got South African background, but he's American right now. So
No, I don't think it's American. Unless if he's got a green card because he was actually born in South Africa.
if he can work in America, then he has a card.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, if you could work in America, that means okay, so automatically you become an American if you work?
Yeah, you need a green card to work in America, right?
Yeah, but does that make you American? Like people who come to UK to work doesn't make them
British.
British.
Yeah,
No.
I know.
I don't know the rules of the country, but it's interesting he hasn't said anything.
Yeah, but we wanna hurt their pocket when
Yeah,
things are.
alright.
It's true.
Anyway, so as we're saying, so South Africa, the way it's going, is kind of really disappointing, and it's just like we Nigerians and other Africans, we did a lot during the time it was really bad for the South Africans. You know, there's a time that they made it kind of compulsory that workers, especially if you work for the government, they will automatically deduct some money out of your account to
Help.
to help South Africans.
Educate yourselves and find out what Nigeria has done for our country. Go and read up on the history. Nigeria spent $61 billion, billion with a B, to help liberate our people from 1960 to 1995. In those 35 years,
now.
Nigeria spent $61 billion, people. Dollars. We're not talking rands here. We're talking dollars. They also issued us passports when we needed it. You can go to the archives yourselves. You can do the history yourselves. From 1960 to 1995, Nigeria spent over $61 billion to support the end of apartheid. And this is according to the South African Institute of International Affairs. This is coming from our archives. This is the same Nigeria that set up the Southern Africa Relief Fund. The same Nigeria whose civil servants and public officers made a 2% donation from their monthly salary. And the same Nigerian students that skipped their lunch to make donations. And by June of 1977, in just 6 months, look at that, they were able to contribute $10.5 million. They called it the Mandela tax. And you want to know something? If you read the history, they were so proud to be contributing towards it. That's why kids in schools were skipping their lunch to be able to contribute to this fund. This is the same Nigeria that allowed our South African students, our South African people, to come over and study for free. For free. They welcomed our exiles as well. Thabo Mbeki was able to benefit from Nigeria. This is the same Nigeria that their government issued more than 300 passports for our South African citizens. The same Nigeria that lobbied for the creation of the United Nations Special Committee against apartheid.
Some even kids, there's a time, secondary students and university students, I believe. I'm sure about secondary students, I'm not too sure about the university students. But they actually gave up their food or like lunch or things like that which they gave up the food. That means the payment for the food, and the money was sent to South Africa
Wow.
to help South Africans, and see what they're doing now.
So, do you think the government are saying anything regarding what's happening?
Well, the leader said, the usual politicians, we are looking into this. We do not encourage, and we do not encourage. This is not what the way we are.
No other person is allowed, for example, to confront someone in the street, in the pathways of our country to demand proof of identity. We know that South Africans are not xenophobic, as there is no space for xenophobia, for racism, for sexism, for Afrophobia, or any other form of intolerance in South Africa. As communities and as a society, we must not be tempted to join those who want us to turn against people who were not born in South Africa and who are in our midst. We will and must not allow groups to use the legitimate concerns of South Africans to destabilize our country through inciting lawlessness and violence.
We are accommodating, people will be prosecuted for, harassing people and things like that. But that's all he said, but there's no action. It's just all mouth. I don't know what he's done. I don't live in South Africa, but from what I've seen on the news and YouTube, my own personal research, I don't think he's done anything to stop them, because I haven't heard from our research that anybody has been arrested for the crimes they've been committing. And again, I don't know if you noticed, even the police officers are helping those people who are looting people's shops.
I know. And there's a couple of videos that I saw. There was a guy one come on TikTok and he said, "Oh, look at the airport right now. The airport is quiet and empty. Like foreigners have gone. You understand?"
Is that a main airport or it's just?
Yeah, main airport. You understand? So I just like, wow, this is crazy. How the what's the word the is it the karma or whatever it is?
Karma, yeah.
Yeah, like it's now whooping people's ass, because even there was another video that they gave South Africans job in like on bikes to do delivery, but because there was not enough training for them, they're crashing the bikes. They're eating the delivery food before they go.
Oh, they're eating the delivery food, and now that's way out. Okay, maybe they couldn't ride the bikes because they're not trained. I can understand that, but the food.
Like there was a video of a woman came and said, "Where's my food? Where's my food? I've been waiting 2 hours for my food." And the guy said, "I ate it."
He actually said, "I ate it."
Yeah. What can he do? What can they do? So it's very the karma is real. Because now they're feeling it. Maybe the rich people are not, but the people that are working class, they're feeling it really, really bad.
So, do you think they see a lot of Nigerians over there? Because now, one thing I was speaking to a friend at church who is, he's, I'm not sure if he's South African or he's very close to South Africa. He said that most of the people behaving that way tend to be uneducated people or people who've got no jobs and things like that. But the thing I was just trying to find out, this xenophobia issue they're having in South Africa, is it in a particular place or is it all over South Africa?
It will not be all over South Africa. I think it's just the rural area of South Africa. You understand? Because South Africa is a big place. They're not gonna go to white neighborhoods and say, "Get out of our country." You understand?
Yeah, I've seen videos of them going to the white people's buildings or offices and say that, "I want to go inside there. I want to know how many foreigners you're employing." and if you're employing any foreigners, you need to take them out and tell them to leave. This white guy stood his ground, but however, they said that we'll be coming back, and if you think we're joking, you find out that we're not joking. So basically, I think this something is going to really get out of hand, and when it gets out of hand, if
It's gonna be too late.
people get, one person's, I don't know if one person dying now, I'm sure more people have died, but we don't know about it.
Yeah.
It's really going to go wrong for South Africa.
Whatever South African issue is, I hope they. But there are some leaders that are actually speaking up. You know,
Oh yeah, that chap, yeah, go on.
They said to you, all of your problems are caused by Africans. How can a person who's suffering the same pain as you cause you a problem? You are all victims of capital. You are all victims of slavery. You are all victims of colonialism, of imperialism. All of Africa. That's why when you go to America, to China, to Eastern Europe, everywhere of Europe, and you say, I'm from South Africa. But oh, how is Lagos? Because they can't differentiate all of you. They are treating you as one. Because you are hated everywhere. Then they come in and depoliticize you by planting a seed of division. And you see your fellow African as an enemy. And you see a European occupier as an investor. A person who keeps you out of the gates of the economy is the most loved person. This economy of South Africa was built by all of Southern Africa.
some people are making efforts to try and make a change in the decision that they're making in kicking out foreigners. Well, I think you was telling me earlier on that the radical guy that's actually started this
Yeah.
war, he's saying that he wants to go to foreign countries to go and speak to their leaders.
Yeah, he said that he would like to go to Africa. No, he would like to go to the other African countries like Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, all those countries that they've actually chucked the people out to have a discussion with their leaders to see how we could solve this problem.
Well,
I think the only reason he's doing that is because he knows that in the long run he's going to be prosecuted.
wow.
But he could be prosecuted by the ICC. You know what the ICC is?
No.
The ICC is like he could be prosecuted for crimes
Terrorist.
against humanity,
Terrorists.
terrorism and things like that. Maybe not terrorism, but
Yeah,
crimes-
it's terror though.
yeah, maybe something like that. And he could be taken to the Hague. The same thing they're trying to do to Bibi Netanyahu, the Israel Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Like South Africa, wanted to prosecute him, and but I don't know if that's going to happen. However, that's kind of people. I think he knows that karma is going to get him in the long run, so he's going to try and butter his way into the good books of Africans.
Okay. So can we look at this in another way? You see where Burkina Faso leader Ibrahim Traore is doing for his country right now, like fixing the country and stuff like that. Do you think this is working in a way to send a message to other African countries, like to
Buckle up.
but I'm saying the way South Africans are saying people should go back to their country. Does this help in a way, as in to help other Africans wake up and start investing in their own people the way they're trying to?
Yeah, I suppose. Well, Ibrahim, I can't pronounce his surname properly, so I'm going to mess up.
Traore.
Traore, I'm not going to bastard his name. Ibrahim Traore, what he's doing in the part of the world where he lives is he's bringing like 3 countries together. I don't know if I think it's Mali and Niger and Burkina Faso.
Okay.
So he's working with 3 countries together to build an alliance in order to make that region strong. However, the Western world are not happy about that.
Of course not.
Now, the Western world, there's a time they had an American black general who they used as a mouthpiece.
I saw that news.
Yeah,
I saw that
that's
news.
saying that Burkina Faso is a major terrorist hub.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, but for a black guy to do that, anyway, that's another thing we'll talk about in the future.
They always use it,
Yeah.
use your own people to come against you.
And so what he's doing, he's getting 3 countries together. But South Africa is doing something totally different. South Africa is saying they want to be on their own. So maybe in a way, Ibrahim is trying to make Nigeria, the country independent of the Western world.
Yeah.
So maybe he's being nationalistic, but I don't think South Africa, what they're doing is the same thing, because South Africa is just actually sending people out of their country, attacking people, stealing their things, looting their things, and people they will say they want to take. It's unbelievable that you go to somebody's shop who has built the shop for a long time, and you say, outside, I'm taking over this shop. It's the same thing like what Hitler did, during the time of Hitler, actually, that the Germans went into the Jewish establishment and said, you're leaving, they're taking over. They took all their goods, their money, their arts, their possessions, and took over and then killed all the Jewish people during that time. So what South Africa is doing is similar to what I think the Germans did in the 40s.
Yeah.
So I don't think we could say that.
Is that what's happening?
No, I don't think. Abraham's view is to make Africa stronger.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the alliance they're trying to build they're trying to expand it. I believe they're trying to expand it.
Yeah.
But South Africa wants, separation. Because even the South Africans, the funny thing about the South African people, which is really baffling me, is that 90% of the wealth of that country is owned by white people. Then maybe say 8% is owned by coloreds like Indians, mixed race or Chinese, and then the remaining 2% is owned by black people. And again, maybe even the 2%, maybe it's not even owned by South Africans. Maybe it's just like 1% is owned by South African, and other 1% is owned by other African people. And then they have the audacity to start fighting other Africans. Why the white guys have 90% of their resources, their wealth, and everything. And if you see where all the white people are living, it's totally different. And in South Africa, there's a place called Orion. I don't know if you've heard of it. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing the name right, but it's something like Orion or something like that. And it's in South Africa. You just check on it. In South Africa, it says whites only. In South Africa, in Africa.
Wow.
They say whites only.
And they don't have an issue.
They don't have an issue with that. However, the poor guys who are doing the road sweeping or selling on the streets and things like that, those are the people they're going after. And again, those people that have shops and things, they're employing people in South Africa. They're employing South African people.
I guess it is what it is. That Africa fix up, look sharp.
Yeah, well, the things are, it's kind of really upsetting. Like now, I keep on thinking, this actually, not the topic we're going. This is not part of what we're talking about, but it's something I just thought of now. I've been thinking about it for a long time now. I keep on saying that I'd like to go back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
But now, to go back to Nigeria, things are not done properly there.
Yeah.
Safety,
Security, lighting,
jobs, lights,
hospital,
health,
roads. But apparently, I just heard the news today that the president increased the soldiers' money. So
yeah,
maybe...
but how much? I saw that too. Yeah. What about the police? I've seen police. When I went to Nigeria, police officers wearing slippers.
I know. That's insane.
I saw a video of when some police officers were being disciplined. If you see the way they were, okay, I'm a fat man, I've got a big belly, but these police officers, the way they were matching, it was just out of. Oh.
I know. We have a lot of work to do in our country as well. You understand? So, I mean, one of the reasons why I'm very, very scared of going back to Nigeria is because of the health-wise hospital. Because I suffer from sickle cell, and living with that condition in Nigeria was very, very scary for me as a young child, because if you don't have money, you ain't getting treatment. You understand? So them kind of things was like really pushed me away from making a decision to go back, because if God forbid I don't have money the way I wanted it to, and I go to the hospital and I need treatment and there's no one treating me, like even the nurses are not getting paid. The people that are supposed to look after you, they're not getting paid. They don't have proper equipment. You understand? Last time I went to Nigeria, and I went to the Sickle Cell Society, and I can see a woman carrying an adult with a sickle cell crisis to the center, and for them to turn her back, that they don't have a bed for the patient, and that was really, really painful to see. It seemed like everybody have an issue in their own country, so let's fix our country as well.
Yeah, because actually that's what the South African people are saying. Like, you go home and fix your country. We don't want you in our country anymore. Which is...
It's true.
It's true. However, I don't think the way they're doing it. But maybe
it's a wake-up call for us Africans. Because, boy, the way things is going, like, especially with this price rising everywhere, you understand? Food is getting expensive. Housing is getting expensive.
You mean in Africa or all
over the world? It's not like only here in London that's affecting us. It's Nigeria back home as well.
So basically, maybe they, like the Christians says that maybe Jesus is coming now, because I don't know.
But do you think? Okay, I've been thinking about a lot of that in my head. We keep saying Jesus is coming back. If he come back, are we not gonna kill him again?
No, we're not gonna kill him. Well, basically what's gonna happen is that we're all gonna die when it comes.
So he's coming to come and...
Well, it's coming to punish us, because for those who do not believe in him, it's gonna perish. It's gonna,
Because I've been
damnation.
That question has been like bothering my head, like, because when he was here, we did so much to try and take him out.
Yeah, but no, we did not. It's the people of those times
that
did.
We.
You mean Christians? No.
Do you know that people that have power, that have so much power, they get rid of them easily? The people that want to make change, that want to make peace, they get rid of them easily.
Yeah, but it's done by the powerful people, not by people just like us. We're just normal people. It's the powerful people. It's just like now. The people who are actually destroying the world now are the millionaires. And, I don't want to mention his name, but the millionaires, in America, they're the ones doing the things. And again, people who are making people suffer in African countries like our country, they're the big people there who don't really care about what's happening to their own people.
Yeah.
And that's what seems to be going all over the world. So basically, it's the big people, the rich people, the ones who influence, that are the ones that killed Jesus. I don't think the normal guys or normal people kill Jesus, because what they do, again, the rich people and the powerful people, they like you do in Nigeria, they give you a bag of rice and 10,000 naira or whatever,
And you've got their vote.
and they've got you. The same
Exactly.
thing, like in the Western world too. They'll bribe you somehow. They'll give you something, because what's happening in America is, say that they pay influencers, to talk a lot of rubbish, and they get paid.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's even foreign countries
That's doing
are
it.
paying them,
Yeah.
to talk all this rubbish. That's why, I don't know, the guy that got killed, Noah Wells. There's a young boy that got killed, or
Okay.
we don't know if he got killed, in America.
Oh, the black guy
The black kid, yeah.
with the white group.
White group of friends, yeah. Now they've got a guy who's called Officer Tatum, and that guy, he made a comment, "I can't stand black people,"
Wow.
and he also made a comment that there's no racism in America.
Wow. Right.
Anyway, that's something else we could talk about
about
in the
later.
future, but it's just kind of really. So maybe that's what, as you said, when Jesus comes, people like us, like Barolong,
Take me with you, Lord.
yeah,
I believe you.
take me to heaven, don't damn me to hell. So,
He be like, I don't know you. You never tell people to give their life to me.
well, I go to church every Sunday.
No, that doesn't make
that.
that.
Yes, like, it's your action.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, like, the church is right here in your heart.
Yeah.
That church that you go to is just a building.
It's just a building. That's
Yeah.
quite true. Even the other day I saw videos of, like, say, 10 most corrupt black pastors.
Wow. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of things about pastors lately, and it's scary, man. It's scary. But one thing that I'm gonna say to people is that we keep forgetting that pastors are just human beings, just like us.
Yeah, they're human beings, but the human beings that are doing such wickedness, it's really unbelievable, to be honest. These guys, they take from the poor to live a lavish life.
Well, we can start our own church.
I really don't think I could do that.
Obviously, my heart is pure towards people. I don't wish any bad or anything towards people. You understand? But yeah, church business is booming.
It is booming. But the thing is that, don't they ever think that what they're doing is totally not wrong? It's totally wrong.
It depends on what kind of God they're serving. Anyway.
Time will come.
Yeah. Let's end it there. Yeah. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for staying tuned. Leave your comments. If you want to get to us, the email address is also there. You can write us a message of any topics that we want to talk. That you want us to talk about. You understand? So yeah, I'm Ade.
I'm Dele. Hope to see you next time. I'm sorry that we left a long time to get back to you to upload a new
Section.
session with you guys.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Naija Mike.
Naija Mike.